broadcasting live from sunny California. Man, this whole FTX debacle, it's having a fallout for Solana, and it's probably more than most of us think. So let's dive into it. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder and CEO of Bitoku Labs. So we're building a storage layer for Solana. So we're quite invested into the Solana ecosystem. We're running a Solana validator node and building that storage layer for Solana. So when I say we're invested into the Solana ecosystem. We love it, but we're not dependent on Solana, right? So we can use that storage layer and interface to any other smart contract chain. But yeah, so we set out to build it for Solana first. But FTX really is having its fallout for the Solana ecosystem. And let's dive into it. If you like this content, please subscribe to my channel because I'm pushing out fresh content 3 times a week, all live streaming most of the time. Some of them are recordings, but most of them are live streams. And it's all about the crypto space, the smart contract space. And obviously, it's also a log of Bitoku and us building that storage layer, which is a really exciting project. Check it out on our website, bitoku.io. Link in the description. We have a light paper there to learn everything about it. FTX, Alameda, and all these things, they have been a big pillar in the Solana ecosystem. So the first thing is just onboarding, offboarding. USDC, the stablecoin, I would say, after Tether and stuff, but USDC run by Circle, it's being audited all the time, and they give all the transparency, and it's really a great stablecoin. And USDC is kind of the standard stablecoin on the Solana platform. And this USDC comes in several flavors, right? There's the ERC20 flavor for Ethereum compatible chains, but there's also the SPL flavor, and SPL stands for Solana Program Library. So the SPL variant is the Solana variant, and that's widely used in the Solana world. And with FTX, there was a platform where you can just deposit USDC, Solana USDC, and then withdraw in real US dollars and get it wired to your checking account without any fees. Or you could do the opposite, right? Deposit USD and then withdraw it as Solana USDC. So for on-ramp, off-ramp, it was a fantastic thing for the Solana world because once you have Solana USDC, you can swap it on the decentralized exchanges into anything, into Sol, into Ray, into SRM, into any token that you want. And I love that, right? And I miss it now. I don't have that, free, seamless on-ramp, off-ramp anymore. So now it's like, if I have USDC somewhere and I want to swap it into real US dollars, I have to go through other centralized exchanges, and they all take fees for that, right? And it's not like limited to a few dollars. So if you swap like a few 100,000 USDC, you're ending up easily with thousands of dollars of fees for just that one transaction. FTX never charged that. And, I really don't know why. In hindsight, it seems like, man, maybe they didn't take care of their business that much. But they made it all free, right? So that's a big drawback where the Solana ecosystem is being hit. And probably other ecosystems as well. But, I've been mostly working in the Solana sphere. So yeah, it's an important on-ramp, off-ramp, free, seamless. That's gone now, right? Then obviously, all of the fallout is, people having lost their funds that they kept within FTX. And for that, I can only repeat, don't leave your balances, don't leave your company treasury, don't leave your life savings on a centralized exchange, no matter which one it is. They take your keys, and then what happens? Either they get hacked or they go bankrupt or whatever. That's not what crypto was invented for, right? Keep custody of your own keys within your own crypto wallet and use a hardware wallet just to make it safe. And yeah, that's what I only can say, right? But that's another fallout also. But there's more than is obvious. So in talking of DeFi, decentralized finance, Solana has that awesome thing called Serum. So Serum is a decentralized exchange, but it is club based. So club means central limit order book. So if you're into trading at all and you have your own brokerage account and stuff like that, and you trade stocks or bonds or whatever, you know what an order book is, right? So you can place limit orders. You can say, okay, buy me 10 Tesla stocks, at a limit price of whatever, $185, right? So then the system will wait until it's available for 185, and once someone's willing to sell for 185, it'll fill your order, right? Or fill part of the order if there's only someone that wants to sell 3 Tesla at 185. So that's called a central limit order book, and it has been the heart of trading for ages, right? It is really cool stuff. And it hasn't been possible on blockchain and on smart contracts. And it's not possible on Ethereum or anywhere else because, man, it is kind of compute intense, and it just wouldn't, it would cost gas for thousands of dollars on Ethereum, and it would take a long time, right? On Solana, this has been possible, and they have Serum, and you can do club-based trading on Serum, and I've been using that a long time. So what happened with Serum is FTX and Alameda were a sponsor of this thing, right? The Serum software is all still there, right? But there is something called an upgrade authority on Solana. So the upgrade authority means anyone who has the keys for the upgrade authority can kind of upgrade the smart contract on chain, right? And now nobody has the upgrade authority. It is in FTX somewhere, right? So the administrator of insolvency has to figure out where are they. Nobody knows where they are. It hasn't been exploited, but people are careful and say, if we continue using Serum, we don't know anyone who we don't know who it is within FTX or, wherever those keys might have gone, could update that smart contract for the Serum decentralized exchange, and then could compromise everything, right? So that's why, nobody's recommending using Serum at the moment, and they just forked it into a community fork, right? So they are already reacting. But with the fork, we still have the same software, and we can still trade with the central limit order book, which is awesome. But here's the next fallout. With the old Serum, FTX and Alameda have been market makers. What's a market maker? In a limit order book, you have that same thing on your brokerage account, right? It's people that are buying and selling your orders, and then on their own account just to provide liquidity, right? If you want to buy or sell something that has low liquidity, it's not traded that often, then the market maker jumps in and fills your order on his own account and then sells it later on with other people and stuff like that. So this market maker is really necessary in order to get some good liquidity on there. And, now with FTX not being there anymore, liquidity has been greatly reduced on the Serum exchange, which is still there. It has been community forked. Solana developers have been really quick. All the GUIs for the Serum exchange have, jumped on that new community fork, but we're waiting for someone to jump in as a market maker. Right now, that market maker is missing, And we need that liquidity to get, to get the life on DeFi on Solana to a place where it has been before. So that's a fallout on Solana that probably you haven't heard about, right? And there's a third one, or another one, that's about wrapped assets, right? So on Solana, we had things like wrapped ETH and wrapped Bitcoin, and that was wrapped into the Solana chain. And then the real assets, the real BTCs and the real ETH were held somewhere at, well, you guess it, FTX, right? So there is something called SOBTC, and that's the solid wrapped BTC. Solid is just one of the famous wallets on the Solana ecosystem. So that SOBTC was backed by BTC assets, Bitcoin assets on FTX. And those assets obviously are compromised or are, that they are in insolvency right now. And we don't know what's happening for them. And because of that, the price of the SOBTC has lost its peg to the Bitcoin, and it has come down like 95%. And I've personally been hit with that also. So not Bitoku as the company, but I personally had like a quarter of a Bitcoin. I probably paid like $8,000 for that a year ago or so. With just the Bitcoin price coming down, it was at like 4,300 as of yesterday, but it was wrapped. It was wrapped in that solid Solana thing, and it has gone down together with FTX, right? So I was able to sell it for $280 yesterday night. And so, yeah, I lost some money due to that sort of FTX debacle, right? So yeah, these wrapped assets, but that is not a lot. So there haven't been that many BTCs and ETHs that were wrapped on the Solana chain that have been lost that way. So it's a rather small thing. The Serum thing, the Solana community is changing that. They have done the community fork, and it's awesome to see the people in the Solana ecosystem, right? Everyone's still there. Everyone's still building. Everyone's still running their Solana validators. Everyone's focusing on what can we do, getting through this community fork as soon as possible. And I absolutely love that community. And I'm sure, Solana will find some new market maker because, being a market maker is a profitable business, right? It's not like, someone has to do it. And, there are people that are focused on that. And, they are working with other companies, maybe Jump Crypto or something can jump in. So no pun intended, to be the market maker on the Serum exchange. I'm sure that's going to resolve itself real soon. And the onboarding, offboarding, I mean, there's other opportunities, right? There's so many centralized exchanges. So I've been using Kraken recently to onboard, offboard the Solana USDC into USD back and forth, and that works nicely as well. It just costs a little bit of fees, and I didn't have to pay those fees before, but it's quite okay, right? And you still have others like Binance and OKX and OKCoin in the US and all these other central, and Coinbase obviously. So all these other centralized exchanges are still out there to fill the gap. So what does that mean for us? We're building on Solana. We intend to keep building on Solana. We don't think Solana is going anywhere. And what can happen to the blockchain, right? I mean, we just need a blockchain that's working, and it is working. It will be further developed. Solana Labs has all the funds they need. So Anatoly, the CEO of Solana Labs, just recently tweeted, they have, at the current burn rate, they have a runway of 30 months, and they can reduce their burn rate anytime. And I don't think they will go out of business anytime soon. And even if they did, Solana will not die, right? It's open source software. It's not like we need Solana Labs to do that. So I still feel great on the Solana blockchain. And then obviously, for anything like, central limit order book trading is one application. But we as Bitoku, we're developing the storage layer to make the Web3 apps really intelligent so that they can use blockchain-based storage as well, not only compute on the smart contract chain. And we want performance for that, right? I think Solana is the only blockchain I know about that can have broad adoption everywhere because, you know, it's the only one that's performant enough. So I still trust in Solana, and I love the community. I think they can overcome all these issues, but, you know, don't be fooled. There has been and will continue to be quite some fallout for the Solana community for the demise of FTX. And, you know, everyone's working on resolving that. And yeah, so that's my little overview. If you loved this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. 3 times a week, there will be fresh content here. And thanks for watching. Catch you later.